How's it going?
It's so hot.
How's that coffee?
It's so hot.
Hot?
God damn!
Let me ask you the question right after you answered it, previous to me asking the question.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Never better.
Never better.
Actually, I have this like weird thing that keeps happening with me with my youngest son, which is not at all relevant to your hot coffee. I've just been dying to tell you this because it just happened again and I keep forgetting. So I'm going to tell you on the podcast because everybody else cares too.
Yeah.
So for some reason, my youngest son, he asked me a few days ago and he's continued to ask me like every day, just asked me this morning again. He is very adamant on this question. And we were sitting there and he asks me, Mommy, what's my name? And I say his name. And then he's like, no, but like, what's my name inside of me?
What?
Is homeboy aware of consciousness? Like, what? He's 3. And then I just kind of brush it off like, oh, I don't know, whatever. Right?
Like,
but he keeps asking me, like everybody. He's like, Mommy, what's your name? And I'm like, Stacy. And he's like, but what's your name inside of you? And he's like getting frustrated. And he just asked about Chip this morning, like right before you came. And Chip and him are like so tight and so close.
Yeah.
He like beats the shit out of Chip and Chip just takes it and loves it.
Yeah. I saw it happen once. I was a little concerned.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, she could leave.
Yeah, she could. And he like sits on her head and I'm like, bro, you're hurting her. And she's like all happy, like, no, it's fine. But no, this morning he was just rubbing her neck and was like, oh, Chippy doo, whatever. And then he looks at me and gets all serious and is like, what's Chip's name? Or what's her name? And I said, it's Chip. And he's like, no, inside of her. What is inside of her? What's her name? And I'm just like, I don't know, man, but you're freaking me out. Are you seeing ghosts? Like, what's going on here?
I feel like that is, were you high?
No, it's
that would freak me out.
It's happened every time. I'm sure one time I was high when he asked and I was like, that shit's deep, you know? Dude, I don't know.
Concerned.
But I'm pretty sure my kid's like fully fucking aware of consciousness. And he's like, hey, inside of me is different than like my body.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he like an alien? Is it like The Host?
Ooh, I never read that book all the way, but maybe. But also, I remember as a kid, I used to do that shit all of the time where I'd have these moments where I'd fucking trip balls and I'd be like, how do I know that this is real? Like, I don't feel like this is real life. I feel like and I would always use this dumbass explanation because I had learned about hibernation. So I was like, what if I'm a bear hibernating somewhere and this is my bear dream? Like, how do I know I'm me? I would like disassociate with life and be super fucking confused.
That
like,
is so weird.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had those issues.
It happened
those,
to me
questions.
all of the time. And now my son's asking, what's your inside name? And I'm like, fucking
inside
great.
name.
Great.
You're like, White Tiger.
Yeah. Oh, I should ask him what it is. Like, what do you think it is?
What does it say that it is to you?
Well, so then after this conversation, I was talking to my older son and he brought up my dad or something. And I was like, oh, I had a dream about your papa. Like, did you know that they say if you dream about them, that's them visiting you from heaven? He thought it was so cool. And then I was like prying. I'm like, did you know some people can talk to people in heaven? And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, how? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just like sometimes they see them, sometimes they hear them. It's different for like different people. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And I was like, can you? And he's like, no. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm trying to like, do you see dead people?
Yeah. My kid got attacked by my grandma this morning.
What happened?
Just super casual.
This is a great segue into your goddamn though, because I already know what your goddamn is.
Yeah, you know what my goddamn is. This has nothing to do with it, but so my grandma passed away, as everyone knows in the last episode or something. Or one of them. I don't know, man. I just got back from flying all around the fucking country to go to her funeral in Massachusetts from California, so literally across the entire country.
I assumed that was your goddamn.
That is my goddamn.
Okay.
Now, the part that's not my goddamn is that my kid woke me up, because that's all, like, goddamn, it's hard. You were supposed to come with me and then didn't, so I did it all alone. Goddamn, I'm
that's
a goddamn
part of
champ.
my goddamn.
The part that's not my goddamn is that this morning my son woke me up and he, like, ran to me and was like, Mom, a blue light came and attacked me. And I was like,
oh,
what?
Excuse me? Come again.
What the fuck? To be exact. And I went into the room and he said that there was a light right there and it was in a spot with like no windows or anything. It's just like the top corner of the room where actually I have a picture of my dog. Top corner of the room. And he said it was up there and then it came down and it hit me. And I was like,
Grandma's beating the shit up out of you.
Grandma hitched a ride, I guess. I don't know, man.
Do you feel different?
Yeah, like, is it Grandma? I mean, I was in a very big cemetery with like my mom, my grandpa, and my grandma now, so it could be any of them, but I'm assuming it's probably grandma because, you know, like fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh
Yeah, I don't know how the logistics of that, like,
I don't either, but I was
works.
like, it's good.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's friendly.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Was he just like, okay, cool?
Yeah, he was like, but like, what? It came and it attacked me. I was like,
Seems fine now, kid.
I don't see it, so either you're crazy or wrong.
Oh my God.
Or right, and I'm just you know,
Ugh.
not gonna listen.
I love it.
Yeah.
I hope that shit keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a great segue into my goddamn too, is that I was supposed to go with you to this funeral and the fucking backpack buddy status.
Yeah.
And my youngest ended up in the hospital with fucking pneumonia.
Yeah, a little shit. How's he doing? I mean, I saw him in there. He's like doing
he
somersaults
seems
and
fine.
shit.
Yeah, he's super congested, has like a deep cough still, so he has a follow up with his doctor tomorrow. So we'll see.
But he's like not wheezing and stuff anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't have a fever because that's what started it. He had a fever. Well, he had a cold for like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And then he had a fever and he got sent home and he threw up. And then I was like, I think he needs to go to urgent care because he's been sick for fucking ever. And I was worried about pneumonia because I've lived it before.
Yeah.
And then Lee spent all day in urgent care with him. And then he got admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
And it was so stressful and so
That was
exhausting.
like 2 nights before you were supposed to leave with me, and you're like, I'll
See?
I'll feel it out. And I'm like, I'm gonna cancel the flight. Like yours. I'll just do it. It'll be fine. Oh God.
Yeah. What a fucking shit show, though. Like,
Yeah.
can we not do
It
this
happens
anymore?
literally every time you're supposed to go with me to something that you're not supposed to go to. Like, remember that school trip thing where I was like,
Yeah.
go with me to the stupid field trip museum thing because, like, I don't want to do it with my class alone and
Yeah.
I'm driving. So, like, fuck it. You can come with me.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, hell yeah. And I was like, cool. I get to bring my bestie on this thing that, like, normally you wouldn't have besties along on.
Yeah.
And then you broke your fucking face.
I know, man.
Like the night
so
before.
Either I am just really good at coming up with excuses for not doing things.
You're like,
with
I
you.
don't want to go.
Yeah. Or there's some sort of lesson you're supposed to learn here, and the universe keeps fucking throwing it at us. So can you learn the lesson already so I can come?
I mean, either it's a lesson or that, like, we are just not supposed to travel together.
Ooh, maybe because we'll both get taken.
Uh-huh.
Like together, we're too distracted, so we'll like get taken or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it worked when we were younger, and then now they're like, listen, you had a lot of close calls.
You have proven that you're very irresponsible together.
Let's just pass on all that. I got to the fucking hotel, and I was like, oh, much seedier than I thought.
Yeah.
But also, it's like the nicest place in the world, right? Like, everyone is friendly and whatever and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, the guy wasn't ready, and he kind of yelled at me for being early, and I was like,
I just want to just live here for a couple days.
yeah, like, I
I'm here
literally
now.
just want to put my shit down, but okay, like, I guess I'll come back. Like, whatever, I know people here, so
Yeah.
I'll go to their house. It'll be fine. And then he, like, got his boss on the phone, and then I talked to his boss on the phone, and I was just like,
What the fuck?
Do you have any open rooms ready? Like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. It was just fucking weird. And then they finally did, and I got up there, and then I was walking up, and there were people outside, like, smoking on the little porch thing, and apparently I was their neighbor, and so I was, like, walking past them. And they're like, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else to answer that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a conversation
I'm
with
having
you.
a terrible time. I'm here for a funeral. I'd like if you wouldn't talk to me right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I just said, I'm good. How are you? And she said, I'm okay.
Oh, fuck off.
And I was like, bitch, me too.
Yeah. I didn't know we were going for real answers.
Yeah.
I take my fake one back.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm not as fucking chipper as I seem.
Yeah.
And I wasn't gonna follow it up, so I was just like, okay, like, I'm
Yeah.
just fucking walking away now. And then she's like, I like your boots, and I was like, oh, thanks. And I did a little fucking flip kick, and then I was like, why am I so fucking stupid?
Yeah. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, like, I hate this. I hate this whole interaction. And then I went inside, and I was like, well, now they all know I'm alone, and like, gonna be fucking taken. And so then I convinced my cousin to stay with me. So
Smart.
it was fun.
I'm glad that happened.
Yeah. But of course, he got in at like 2 a.m, and so I was like, "We need a fucking secret knock.
Yeah.
You're gonna knock twice aggressively, thrice softly. The 2 aggressive ones will scare the shit out of me, wake me up, and then it'll be like, just kidding, it's me, you know? Like,
Yeah. Wake up. Hey.
it's just me, and it worked.
Did it?
Yeah. I think I woke up like a second before he came though, because again, it's a CVS fucking motel or whatever, and so he's like walking by, and it feels like someone's walking across the roof.
Oh,
So it's
God.
like dong 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 dong, and I was like, huh? And there was like bang bang, and I was like, oh, it's him.
I appreciate the fact that when your body thinks that you're in imminent danger constantly, that you sleep lighter than you would have.
Yeah.
Because when you're like,
You can't wake me up. No, I sleep through anything. But
you're
also,
like a rock.
I am. But also, it was really quiet because I didn't put on my like fan noise or anything.
Oh, the turbofan app.
I didn't put on the turbofan app, and then I didn't have the AC on because it was like cold, and I had one window open because it faced like a 2-story window thing. So like I'm not gonna get taken from that, you know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I had it open so I could hear like crickets and shit, and it was freezing, so then I didn't want the AC on, and so then it was like dead silent, and I was like, I'm just gonna listen for murderers, I guess.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
It did, and you know, it was fine. Everything was fine. And
I'm
then
so
when
glad
he
you
got
survived.
there. When he got there, he was like, this isn't bad. Like, this is a normal hotel. And I was like, maybe it's just because I was alone.
I was scared.
Yeah.
Any hotel, motel, anything is like 500 times creepier when you're alone because you're with your thoughts. So you're
Yeah.
like, wow, how many people boned in that corner? How many
I
people
know how
died
many,
over here?
because there was a fucking condom box left in the trash. My aunt goes, now, was it used condoms or just the box? And I was like, well, I saw the box, but I didn't investigate further.
yeah, like I didn't open it.
I didn't like dig under
around.
it.
No, thank you. Gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Yeah.
So I'm thinking though that the universe is ready to give us some like good vibes, right?
Can we please?
Yeah,
Like,
let's
put that in
put
here?
that shit on fast forward because
Yeah. Because I'm ready for that.
this
I'm ready
last
for
week
it.
was a doozy. In fact, we're recording the day that this episode is gonna be published, so
It's daytime.
it's daytime. Erin just woke up, has coffee.
I literally just woke up.
Please forgive us if all of the things that we normally publish are late this week.
Yeah.
We're doing the best we can.
And I still feel like I'm like time traveling right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I can tell that you're exhausted. By the
Exhausted.
way, speaking of being exhausted, I know you're not ready to hear this,
Oh God.
but no, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just super excited for next weekend, and I don't even know if you're going or not still, but I am so excited.
As far as I like am aware, I'm still going, but I haven't run it by Brandon, and I don't know if it's on the.
I already
calendar.
talked to him about it, so don't
Oh,
worry.
good. Thank God. Okay.
He goes, wait, when is that?
yeah.
And we worked it all out. And I said, hey, you talk to Erin because I gave her an out. Like, she doesn't have to go. And I already
man.
told Lee, I know, but I already told Lee, I was like, if Erin doesn't go, I'm buying the ticket from you because you bought that shit for my birthday. I'm not letting you be out, like, whatever the fuck that was. And then Lee's going to
already
go
gone.
with me. And I was like, and Lee's going to go with me.
Oh,
Well, I
fun.
talked to Lee.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll go one day, not both days. We're going to like a country
It's
festival.
Country Fest in downtown San Diego. So
Super
it's like-
excited.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Erin probably wants to die right now because she hasn't had a chance to even be home for 5 seconds.
The one that I did look at, I was like, ooh, Midland. I want to see them. And then it
Yeah.
was like, they go on at like 9:45 until 11. And I was like, I don't
Well, that'll be Saturday, so, you know.
Yeah.
But then
But
Sunday.
I'm like 3 hours fucked up.
Oh,
So
true.
9 is like 12.
God.
45 and
That's
so
hard.
then to like 3:45, but like not really because also I'll have a whole week to deal with it, but like just right now I'm like, oh my God,
That's impossible.
how am I gonna do that?
And then Leanne Rhymes is on Sunday.
oh, Leanne Rhymes is there.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And I think she goes on earlier. It's like till 8 or something. So if we want to go, it won't be like a super late night because I want to go see Leanne Rhymes. But we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
I'm down. Mentally I'm still down.
You don't have to commit till you're ready to commit.
Okay, well
'Cause I know how
mentally
that
I'm
feels.
still down.
But I'm super excited. I'm 100% sure that you're just going to go anyway. And I'm super excited to like have your face in my face, screaming, dancing to words we don't know any of the I don't know half the people there.
No, I don't either.
know Midland.
You know Midland or no Midland?
I do know.
Oh, okay.
I do know them. Not personally, but like I know their music.
We're on a mid basis. Oh, that's my buddy.
What's up,
Mid.
land? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus is right.
Do you think you're prepared to share with me a murder story? Can you pull through? Do you need to chug that coffee?
I do need to chug the coffee, but yes, I am prepared. I'm never been more prepared.
Also, because of all of this, Patreon will be next weekend.
Yes, it will.
Because I think normally it would be this weekend. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
normally
fucking
it would
week
be
is.
today or yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
but,
Oopsie. Sorry, guys.
we
Thanks
did
for
not.
understanding that
Yeah.
our life is in fucking shambles, but we're trying our best.
Thanks in advance for understanding that I was out of the country and could not research tube before this. I got
She
grilled.
was in the country, but that's okay.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't feel like it.
No, you're out of the state.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you've been gone too long, and all I want to do is hang out and shoot the shit, but
Yeah.
like you need rest first.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Do you want to get sushi later?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, would you love to know what I have to tell you today?
Obviously.
We're on this journey together.
Yeah. Cool. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm just so excited to be hanging out with you. I've missed you so much.
Oh, I missed you too.
I love you more than the stars.
I love you more
I'm
than all
happy
the
to
stars
have
in the sky.
your spirit in the same room as me. Your inside name.
Yeah, my inside name is here. Listen,
Your outside name is cool too, but
my outside body spirit is a little
Dead.
bit sad right now.
Yeah.
Not sad, but like limp.
broken.
Yeah.
You're broken.
It's
I know.
broken.
I know. It's okay.
It's,
You're
what do you
allowed
call
to
it?
be broken.
What do you call it when like flower wilted?
Well, yeah. What's that word?
This is going to be hard.
I'm for it. I'm here for it.
I originally looked up how to pronounce everything too, because like
fuck it.
responsibility.
No, fuck it. Say it how your inside voice
I'm going to
wants to
say
say
it how
it.
my inside spirit wants to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm here for that.
Here on episode 210.
Jesus.
I know.
Impressive.
Yeah, this month we're going to have our 4-year podversary.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, it is on like the 30th.
It's
huh?
in like 2 weeks.
That's
a week
insane.
or something.
Oh my God.
Okay, I am going to tell you about
Yes.
Corey Winnicky.
Okay, Winnicky.
Winnicky. Corey was born March 25th, 1970 in Muscatine, Iowa.
Didn't know that was a place.
I didn't either.
Muscatine.
I think it's called Muscatine. Again, I looked it up and then promptly went on a trip and erased all of my memories.
That's called trauma.
Yeah. Trauma blocking.
It's healthy. It's normal.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
So he went to West Liberty High School, and he was an outgoing and friendly guy, got along with everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Corey was a star football player, and that's where he met a cheerleader named Jody Hotz.
Oh.
He's got the hots for Jody.
I see what you did there.
Could be Hots.
Whatever. I like hots better.
I do too. So the two started dating and quickly became like inseparable, right? They're this perfect little couple.
Yeah, all American football cheerleader
football,
couple.
cheerleader,
Jack
fucking
and Diane.
Iowa. What is that? Cornbread,
Yeah.
corn-fed, whatever. People from Iowa.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
That's Nebraska's corn.
Whatever.
I don't really
Whatever
know.
they do in Iowa, that's
You
what
could
they're
grow
eating.
corn anywhere though, so like pff,
I saw your garden out front. It's
I have
beautiful.
corn.
It
Do you
looks
love
so
it?
nice out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to get out and weed the rest of it. I only got like half of it done yesterday.
Oh, it's
and I'm
so
like
pretty.
retraining the vines on the fence. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's so pretty. And then the pumpkin going down the little front things. I was like, oh, look at her all domestic and shit.
It's my happy place.
I love it. It's cute.
Thanks.
That was their happy place in Iowa, right?
corn.
In corn, probably. In 1992, when they were both 22 years old, they got engaged and they moved into a home together that was owned by Jody's grandfather.
Okay.
So living the fucking dream.
Yeah.
Right? They got a yellow lab and yeah, they were like,
Literally the dream. Did they have
Literally-
a picket fence?
it did not, but it had like a lot of land and a big driveway, like a quarter-mile long driveway or something.
Ooh,
like
okay.
it was a nice fucking place to me. In my
Yeah.
standards,
Yeah.
it was probably like a little house or something. But like in my life, I'm like, how beautiful does that sound?
I would love that life. Yeah.
Right? Jody worked as a bank teller during the day, and Corey worked at Wink's Bar and Grill at night. So
That
they had
sounds fun.
opposite schedules, but yeah, I mean,
Winks.
Winks, the bar was owned by Corey's grandmother.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a family-owned bar, all that jazz, right? Mm-hmm. And Corey had been working there since high school. Originally, he was like the filling coolers and cleaning and doing all
Stock
that
boy,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but then he worked his way up to bartender, and he quickly became like the town's favorite bartender.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah, he was like...
He's like, he pours heavy.
He pours heavy, right? Well,
Yeah.
it's like a small town, so then he's like the outgoing, friendly, like attractive bartender, you know?
Yeah.
They kept saying he was a very attractive and like ladies' man and stuff, and I was looking at the pictures, and I was like, I mean... He looks like my dad in high school, so like it's just very like 80s look. Like he had
Okay.
the mustache and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
That stash.
yeah.
That's where it was at.
Yeah. It sounds like this was one of the only bars in a pretty small town, so it was like the place to be for nightlife, right?
Yeah.
And Corey's loving that because he's this outgoing, friendly guy, and he's
Getting
everybody's
tips.
Yep, everybody's best friend. He's having a fucking great time. Mm-hmm. And as it turns out,
Uh-oh. Is he sneaking and geeking?
he's sneaking and geeking.
That son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
All the
Sowing
ladies
his-
in town.
Sowing his wild oats.
Mm-hmm. He's sowing his wild oats. Well, wifey works during the day, so she's got to sleep at night. And then he goes to the bar and then
Sows them?
sows them. And
Where's
then
he sowing them at?
fucking wherever, I guess. Maybe their place, not his.
Oh,
Maybe a
shit.
car. I don't know. Parking lot.
Oh, I guess there's so many opportunities.
There's a lot of places that aren't your house, you know?
I guess. Very true.
Yeah. Just don't go back home where the wife
No,
is.
bad idea.
Yeah. Or the fiance. Sorry. They were not
Fiancé.
married. They were engaged to be wed. So-
Betrothed.
betrothed. He's cheating on Jody, right? as we have established. In case
You
anyone
didn't
doesn't know
pick up if that
what
wasn't.
sneaking and geeking is,
We're sowing wild
we're
oats.
sowing wild oats. He's putting it where it don't belong.
He's sticking his dick in somebody else's V.
A few somebody else's.
Not even just one other.
Not even just one other. He was like,
Hustler.
let's go. Let's fucking blow through the town, right?
Whoa.
There were multiple women. Remember, this is a small town, so this is kind of playing with fire. Right?
Yeah, dumb idea, bro.
Yeah. Somehow he was keeping them all separate and like they didn't know about each other, or maybe like, you know, a few of them knew about each other, but for the most part, he was trying to keep everything separate.
Mm-hmm.
One of Jody's friends actually told Jody that Corey was cheating on her.
Oh, she caught him.
Mm-hmm. But Jody chose to stay because she loved him that much.
Oh, that's really sad.
It's really sad. It breaks my tiny little heart. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Know your worth. Like, go.
Right?
Just go.
Yeah,
Don't
fuck
be
that.
treated like that.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're into that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Unless you don't give a fuck, then hell yeah, whatever. do
Yeah,
your
then
thing.
do you. And on October 13th, 1992, Corey had been working, was just getting off shift. So I'm assuming it was like 2 a.m. Unless it's one of those bars that like stays till, you know.
4. Is
Yeah,
it Vegas.
stays till everyone leaves.
Yeah.
Like, we're just here until the party ends, right?
Yeah.
Then it could have been any time. I don't know. But I'm assuming it was around 2 in the morning.
Okay.
He was walking out of the bar with a woman named Wendy Marshall.
Uh-oh.
All I could actually find was that the two were friends, but I believe that Wendy was one of the women that Corey was messing around with.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when the two got into the parking lot, another woman named Annette Hazen, who was yet another side piece,
Oh, no.
and also a bartender at the bar occasionally.
Oh, okay, so she's got to be somebody that knows.
She's got to be somebody that knows.
Yeah.
Like, you'd see him, you know,
Yeah,
messing around
flirting
or
and
whatever.
all that, yeah.
But she showed up in the parking lot, and she was drunk, and I guess she may have been under the impression that she was going to meet up with Corey that night.
Uh-oh.
And so then when she saw him and Wendy together, she got super jealous and became, like, ragey, confrontational, right?
Oh, we got a crazy one.
Mm-hmm. And so Corey was like, hey, you're drunk. I'll drive you home. Like, don't worry about it, right?
Yeah.
And so Annette and Wendy got into his vehicle,
Okay.
okay? And he started driving him home, but I guess Annette wasn't, like, done yet. She's like, no, this conversation's not over. And so she started being argumentative with him in the, I'm assuming it's a truck.
Well, yeah, she's drunk.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
drunk. And so she starts yelling at him again. At one point, she gets out of the vehicle so that, like, he can also get out of the vehicle so that they can argue on the side of the road or whatever.
Oh, my God. He
Right.
pulled over. Just keep driving, yo.
I know, right? Maybe it was like a red light. And he was
Yeah.
like, God damn it, get back in the car.
Oh, okay. Drive away.
You can't leave a drunk woman on the side of the road, Stacy.
I could.
Yeah. You right. But
Depends, I guess. If you're
it's-
yelling at me and I'm trying to help you,
it's irresponsible.
sure.
Yeah. But also, don't yell
I
at
wouldn't
people
get
who are
out of
trying
the
to help
car.
you.
Yeah, probably.
I would.
I'd stay in the car and be like, get in.
Yeah.
I get, gotta
Oh, I
set my
thought-
boundaries.
I thought you meant you wouldn't be one of the girls to get out of the car.
Oh, no, we all know. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
that's why I was like, I would.
Fucking rogue. If I'm
fucking-
drunk, who knows?
I'd be out of there. Like,
Yeah.
chase me.
I'm just gonna look at the stars.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she gets out of the car. They're arguing, whatever.
Yeah.
At this point, Wendy was like, this is fucking awkward.
Yeah. I'd like to go now.
I'd like to be out of here now, right? Corey drives her back to the bar where she leaves in her own vehicle.
Okay,
Wendy.
good for Wendy.
Yeah, she's like, I don't.
This turned out to be different than
Yeah.
anticipated.
You figure this shit out. Like,
Yeah.
she's a handful right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he brings her back. She goes home. And then Corey drives Annette home where they then allegedly have sex.
Oh my God, Corey!
And then Corey goes back to meet up with Wendy at her place.
No.
Okay? Gross.
Super gross.
In
You
my
think he,
opinion.
hosed it off or something? Oh my God.
He's got that
This
stank
guy got
dick.
beer flavored nipples? What'd you say?
He's got that stank dick.
Oh. Yuck.
Yeah. So eventually Corey goes home and he passes out. And then at about 8 in the morning, his fiancee Jody gets up, leaves for work at the bank, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, poor Jody.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we don't know if anything happened with Wendy that night, but he did meet up with her, which I'm assuming is code for like, and then they banged, right?
Yeah.
Jody leaves for work and Corey is still asleep in the house. When Jody comes home from work at almost 6 p.m., she pulls up in her driveway and notices their dog is like free roaming around the house.
Uh-oh.
And the dog was never outside without being tied up. So that's like fucking red flag number 1, right?
Yeah.
Red flag number 2 is that Corey's vehicle was still in the driveway.
Okay.
He should have left for work by now.
Oh.
So...
And they really had opposite schedules.
Yeah. So they didn't really see each other very often, like, guess for, like, weekends or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she's like, well, that's fucking suspicious. He should be gone. Why is the dog outside? Like, what is going on?
Something's going on, yeah.
So Jody went inside and she starts calling out for him. And when she made it to the back bedroom, she found Corey face down on the ground, covered in blood.
Uh-oh. Corey got attacked?
Corey got attacked.
Uh-oh.
So she runs over to him and she found him cold and not breathing.
Oh, no.
She immediately calls 911 and the 911 operator is like, are you sure he's dead? And she's like, well, he's cold and not breathing.
Yeah, so is that the definition of dead?
Yeah. All of my expertise, which is not a lot, but like mainly that, says yes.
Yeah.
And so the police show up. They pronounce Corey dead.
Oh.
He had been beaten to death with a cylindrical object like a pipe or a bat.
Oh, shit. Is it like a jealous boyfriend or something?
Is it?
Or is it one of the women? Is it a net?
Did
she go fucking batshit crazy?
Is it?
Is it Jody?
Is it?
Okay.
Okay.
You have my attention.
You had my curiosity.
Yeah. I'm eating out of the palm of your hand.
Yes. The police said that Jody was hysterical.
Okay.
They questioned her, got her alibi. She was at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her alibi checked out according to her coworkers.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And
So it wasn't Jody.
Unless she did it before work.
Oh.
And then went to work and then was like, oh no, I got home and it was like this. Maybe.
Okay. Tell me more. I have questions.
Okay. So her alibi checks out. They let her go to a friend's house, but she was still, like, obviously considered a suspect because, like, it's always the wife.
We got some
or
questions.
Spouse, you know?
Yeah.
So the next morning, there was a bloody baseball bat found alongside the gravel driveway leading to the house.
It took them the next morning to figure that out?
Mm-hmm. I guess the driveway was, like, a quarter mile long, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that surprising that it was originally missed, but...
It's not? Was it, like, hidden?
It was, like...
Like, on the drive-in, nobody was like, a bloody baseball bat.
Well... I don't know, a quarter mile? Like, are you scanning the whole fucking thing? If you're just driving along and you're like, do, and you don't see it, it was on the side of the road. Like, it had been thrown from a vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It's a baseball bat. Like, I don't know if you would notice that it was a bloody baseball bat. When you're just driving by, you'd be like, oh, a bat. Like, whatever.
Gotcha.
If you didn't know that someone had been murdered, you know?
All
Maybe.
those police coming in knew that somebody had been murdered.
That's fair.
Yeah. They're like, oh, a bat. He was hit with a cylindrical object.
A cylindrical object, like a bat. I saw one of those, but, like, that's besides the point.
Yeah. It wasn't bloody that I could tell.
I could tell. I didn't stop. I was trying to get to this murder scene. Either which way, they find the bat, and they didn't find any fingerprints on it.
Because they were wearing gloves.
Bum, 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 bum. But they did find Corey's blood type.
Okay, because it's Corey's blood.
It's probably Corey's blood. But DNA technology wasn't what it is today, so they couldn't tell if it was, like, only Corey's blood or what, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. A farmer from nearby then came forward and said that he had drove that road constantly throughout the day, and he noticed the bat between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. But he didn't
farmer.
stop.
Jesus. All right. That's us as farmers.
100%. It's not my business.
Yeah.
Well, and between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., he didn't know that anyone had been murdered. So he's like, someone's playing fucking wiffle ball out here.
Oh, for sure.
It wasn't a wiffle ball bat.
I just feel like that would be us, though. Like, I do this shit all the time when I'm like, oh, I heard a scream. That was suspicious. What time is it? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
11 o'clock. If this ever turns into anything, remember that it was 11 o'clock. You heard a scream and then a bang. And, you know.
Uh-huh, yep.
And then it never turns into anything.
And then you never do anything about it either. So you're like, if someone calls me, I'll answer.
Yeah, like if anybody's like, hey, random lady.
Yeah, hey,
did
random
you
lady.
hear anything?
In this random home, like a mile away. Did
Yeah.
you hear anything? I did.
At
in
11
fact.
o'clock. You'll never know, though, because you'll never ask me.
And I don't keep up on the news, so
Yeah, like
I'll never know to come forward.
If that ever turned into something, yep,
Yeah.
precisely. That's us as farmers. Like, I saw a baseball bat between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m.
That was him. He didn't think much of it, obviously, because it wasn't his bat. He couldn't tell that it was bloody, and he didn't know that Corey was dead.
What time does Jody go to work?
8. She left for work at 8,
Okay.
allegedly.
Okay.
So,
And he didn't notice it before 9 a.m. or he was driving at 8. It wasn't there at 8 and it wasn't 9.
he said it was between, like, he drove it and it arrived between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. So I think he drove it beforehand, because farmers wake up early, right?
Yeah.
So he drove it beforehand, it wasn't there, and then it was there, and then
At 9 a.m. it had arrived.
it had arrived.
Okay.
But it was somewhere between 9 and 1. He was like, I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah,
I'm
somewhere in
hustling corn or whatever.
Yeah.
But it did narrow their little window down a little bit, right?
Okay.
So local media was reporting on this like crazy.
Sure.
Because it's one of those small towns, right?
Favorite bartender of Winks.
Favorite bartender. It's not supposed to happen. Like, this is horrific, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when Annette heard that he had been murdered, she immediately went to the police station, like, without being asked or anything. And she was like, yo, I was with him last night. Like, I need to fucking...
Yeah,
come
nope out of
forward.
this thing.
Yeah, clear my name, all that stuff, right? She told them about him giving her a ride home and that they had argued, and then he dropped her off at home, and that that was the last that she saw of him, right? Because then he went to Wendy's house.
Yeah.
She said that the next morning she had stopped by his house to grab a book that she had left, but he didn't answer. And so she went home, right?
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Yeah, like, you're going to get a book?
That's weird.
Yeah. Also, why are you leaving a book at this guy's house who you're cheating on his fiance with? Like, or
But
whatever.
then she just placed herself at the house in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
But then he didn't answer.
But he didn't answer. But he could have
suspicious.
already been dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if she saw the dog.
Yeah, it was a dog outside.
Yeah.
Annette.
So
Or is this Wendy? This isn't it.
This isn't it.
Okay.
So she left and she went to work with her sister-in-law on a roofing job.
Oh, okay.
When her sister-in-law was questioned, the alibi checks out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the police had her do a polygraph test and she passed, right?
Okay.
So Annette also told investigators about the entire affair. She said that they had plans to buy a bar together and that they had been talking about skipping town together. Like,
oh my God. They had like life goals.
yeah, like he was going to leave Jody for Annette,
What?
right? So,
What?
yeah,
That's big.
that's big. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me. What?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what Wendy's alibi was, but pretty much they didn't have any other leads, right?
Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them have like guys that would be ragey. Like
didn't-
Annette and Wendy weren't cheating also.
It didn't say anything about them cheating as well. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So detectives believe that it was someone who knew Corey and only wanted him dead. Like, they went there just to murder him because nothing was burgled, and it appeared as though he was sleeping when he was attacked. So it was like, just fucking...
And they knew he was asleep.
Yeah, they knew that he would be
Obviously.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also believe that it was someone close to him because I guess the dog was normally really protective of Corey. And unless someone knew the dog well, it's unlikely that he wouldn't have at least like woken up Corey before they got in to murder him, right?
So why do we think the dog's outside? Like, do you think whoever did the killing was like, okay, I got to get the dog outside because if the dog sees me beating the shit out of Corey, it's going to freak out?
Maybe.
And that's how the dog got outside? Or
Maybe.
did they leave the door open after they killed him?
Or they may have like opened the door
The
and
dog
like,
ran out.
not closed it. The dog was like, cool man, love you, bye. And then like peaced out outside. And then they went in, murdered Corey, and then left. It did not say that the door was left open, but the dog was free
Out.
roaming.
See, because here's the reason why I wouldn't think it's Jody, just because the dog is out.
Yeah, like she would take care of her dog.
Like, you wouldn't want to lose your dog.
Yeah, if you're gonna lose your husband or fiance, you're not gonna want to lose your dog too.
And I'm thinking that's another chore. Like, this is how my brain works. It's like hard things. Like, I don't want to do hard things. So, like,
And I don't want to lose the dog. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
want him to be
would-
around.
I would leash the dog up outside,
Yeah.
if anything, and then go do the murdering. And then either, if I'm like, oh, I don't want the dog to see that, then I'd either close the door or I'd leave the dog outside
Like
on the
tied
leash.
up. Yeah.
because I don't want to have to then go find my dog.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of thinking maybe it's not Jody.
Okay.
And
I see
then
where you're coming from.
Yeah. And then Wendy is my most plausible, not Wendy, sorry. Annette is my most plausible suspect because she places herself there in the morning to go get a fucking book. And you're hungover. You're not trying to read. That's suspicious. But then I don't understand why she would be so angry unless maybe she views like their boning session as Corey raping her or something. And she's like, I'm going to fucking kill him. Or if she's just mad because she's super jealous. I don't know.
Well, according to her, they were going to have like a whole life together and everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
that
Jody
could
could
just
have
be-
been like, hey, what the fuck?
That could just be justifying like why she felt so vengeful. Like, we were supposed to do all these things. You promised me all these things, and that's not happening. I saw you with Wendy. Like, you're still with this girl. I'm fucking tired of it. And then she just goes ham and beats the shit out of him.
Could be.
But then also, like, that doesn't seem like a very... She was on a roofing job. I was going to say, that doesn't seem like a very female way to murder.
But she was on a roofing job.
Yeah, so I mean,
she's kind of a...
she might be able to kick some ass.
Yeah, beat some ass with a baseball bat.
Yeah. Okay. Those where my brain is right now.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the detectives pleaded to the community to come forward with any information, right?
Yeah,
Because they
'cause
had fucking nothing.
I got nothing.
Yeah, but no one could, or no one did.
Yeah.
So the case goes cold
Alrighty.
until December of 2017, 25 years later.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. A lady comes forward, and she said that back in 1992, when she was only 9 years old,
Wow.
she overheard something that she shouldn't have.
Ooh, tell me.
Mm-hmm. She was staying at a friend's house overnight, and the two girls were like being fucking sneaky little whatevers.
Yeah.
And they snuck out of their room to spy on other people in the house, you know? They saw a woman crying and lighting black candles.
Oh my God.
And then
Seance?
they... Seems kind of seancey.
Yeah. Very 90s.
Uh-huh.
I bind you, Nancy. Okay.
And then they heard her say, "I'm so sorry, Corey. I never meant to hurt you. I love you, Corey. I never meant to kill you." Which,
Ooh.
to me,
Yeah.
I've been a 9-year-old before.
Yeah.
I feel like
Could be embellished.
could be embellished,
Yeah.
could be highly embellished.
Mm-hmm.
And those are very, like, damning words, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, this murder
Yeah.
that I have partaken in.
Yes.
Like, it's very
Formal way of confessing to yourself alone.
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, for someone to overhear that. Like, I didn't mean to kill you, Corey Winnicky.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sorry.
In case anyone was wondering about this, like, who... If I had just murdered someone, I probably wouldn't say it out loud. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, maybe they're doing a ceremony, you know?
I don't know. I went to my mom's grave. I didn't say shit out loud.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
talking
true.
to her the whole time, but I
Yeah.
don't want to say it out loud because I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
What if someone's like, ew, you what? I don't want to, like, I don't know. It's weird to me
Yeah.
to say it out loud. Like,
Yeah.
they can hear you, you know?
Yeah. They don't need you to say it out loud.
Yeah.
I don't
At
know,
least
man.
in my
Shit.
head, they can hear you.
Were there other people there, or was it just one adult? Was it like this person's friend's mom?
They were spying on the friend's aunt.
Oh, the aunt was over. What the fuck's the aunt doing at the house?
Well, that was the woman in black, or that was lighting the black
yeah,
candles.
I know, but was she visiting or did she live
She
there?
lived there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
I
she
was like,
lived
who
there.
the fuck brings black candles to some, like, I'm
A
just gonna go to
random
my
person's
sister's
house?
house,
Yeah.
confess this murder
No. She
while
also...
her daughter has a sleepover.
Right?
What the fuck?
Yeah, where these 9-year-olds are here, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
And who's not aware of their surroundings when you're admitting to murder, right?
You really should be.
You really should be.
Yeah, maybe she was drunk, though.
Maybe it was trauma blocking,
For it. I call it survival.
right? So that aunt was... Who was it?
Wendy. No.
Annette.
Annette. I knew it.
Bum, bum, bum.
I fucking knew it. Of course it's Annette. She placed herself there the morning of the murder.
She placed herself there the morning of the
For
murder.
a book. And she's hungover? Come on, girl.
Come on, girl. You're not waking up early to go get
Let's
fucking-
go, girls.
Like, what book? What book is it? Maybe she had to return the book. Maybe it was library status.
Yeah, you would wait. You would wait.
Maybe it was between 9 and
And you're
1
not leaving
a.m.
your library books in places. That's called receipts.
True. Because Jody could have opened it and been like, who checked this out? Jody. No, Annette.
Wendy. Annette. Why do I keep mixing those two up?
I don't know. The girl, the 9-year-old girl, went home and she told her mom about what she had heard.
Yeah.
But they didn't go forward to the police because they were afraid to be targets of such a brutal crime themselves. Like, they were like, that was fucking scary back there.
Oh.
The police are going to handle it. Let's stay out of the way.
Oh,
you know?
man. Okay.
And then the police never handled it
Because they never knew.
because they never knew. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have, like, any kind of solid evidence or anything.
Yeah.
So when she came forward in 2017, investigators went and tracked down Annette.
Ooh, where's Annette?
Annette was now Annette Cahill, and she had since moved to Tipton, Iowa, gotten married, had kids, and become a grandmother.
Oh, wow.
25 years.
Lots of things. Mm-hmm. She's a different person now.
She's a whole different person now. So police went to speak with her, and she invited them into her home because she's like, oh, yeah, I remember that shit back in the day. Like, come on in, right?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy part of my life.
So she told them about how much she had loved Corey, but her details were a bit different than they originally were.
Sure.
She had originally told police about their dreams to buy a bar and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But now she's saying that Corey was never going to leave Jody for her.
Huh.
So
Okay. So now we have a motive.
It sounds like that's a motive, but also I kind of have to chalk it up to it being like 25 years later, and your perspective on things may have changed in that time.
Yeah.
Where like at the time you're dead set, like, yeah, we're going to buy a bar, all these things are going to happen. And then after 25 years, you get some reflection and you're like, he was never going to fucking leave her.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You kind of
that
talk
was
yourself back down, like, yeah, that wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So
Too bad I killed him, Annette.
Annette, maybe,
I'm on to
allegedly.
you. I'm on to you.
But I don't necessarily find that deceitful.
No,
Right?
it seems
Like
very
maybe-
plausible that your story would change 30 years later.
Yeah. Or your worldview would change. Like,
Yeah, like to me, that's a small detail. I guess it is kind of big, though, because it provides a good motive.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
exactly right. So that was where the police went with it. They got skeeved out. And so they confronted her with the allegations made by the woman who had overheard her little seance.
Ooh,
Right?
she's like, God damn it.
And then immediately flipped her fucking tune and she told everybody to leave and that she's calling her lawyer. She's like, get the
Sure.
fuck out of my house, right?
Smart.
I think so too. Everyone is like, can you believe this? And I'm like, that's exactly how she should react.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, I completely understand her being like, yeah, he was never going to leave. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a pipe dream, you know?
Yeah.
And now she realizes that. Or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm still suspicious of her.
100%.
Yeah. But like those actions are not what makes me suspicious of her.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. She ended up being arrested on May 31st,
Oh, wow.
2018,
Wow.
which was 5 months after this little confrontation.
Grandma got arrested.
Grandma got arrested.
Uh-oh.
And she was charged with first-degree murder.
What did they have for evidence? Did they dig up some DNA?
There was no physical evidence
What?
linking her to the crime.
Just that.
All they had was the allegations of a then 9-year-old little girl.
There's no way they're going to win in court with that.
Well, it went to a jury, and after deliberating for 6 hours, they were deadlocked, and it was deemed a mistrial.
Obviously. You need something more than that.
Obviously. They were going to have another trial in 6 months with a new jury,
Uh-huh.
but this time they had found another witness,
Okay.
a man named Scott Payne, who happened to be one of Annette's brother's drug friends.
Okay, I was just going to say no hate against any Scots. I've got Scots in my family.
Mm-hmm. Scots are druggies?
Scots, maybe not the best.
Character witness?
Yeah. Never met a Scot who was like,
I dated a Scot for a while.
it's a
You
fucking
hated
normal
him.
stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scots.
Sorry to all the Scots out there, but like, clean up your act, you know?
Be a little more.
Stand up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all we're saying.
That's all. That's all. Well, Scott claimed that back in 1992, on the day that Corey was murdered, he had seen Annette burning bloody clothing.
What? Fuck, it's suspicious. Why didn't you want to say anything for this whole goddamn 30 years or whatever it was?
25.
25 years. You didn't want to say anything. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, I saw her burning clothes. We all know she did it. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
Scott?
that? I had all that information.
Yeah.
So, when he was asked why he didn't come forward earlier, he said that he tried to avoid police as often as he could. Because
Yeah.
he was a drug addict.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I'm not fucking getting involved in that. Like, you guys figure that shit out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the first trial didn't
Go as planned.
go as planned, he was like, fuck, maybe I should, right?
Why the change of heart, Scott? What's in it for you, Scott?
Scott? Scott?
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me get it on in my van every Sunday.
So the second trial was in September of 2019, and this time she was being charged with second-degree murder.
Okay, we went down a degree.
They still had no physical evidence against her, only the word of a then 9-year-old girl
And Scott,
and a drug addict.
Yeah.
Which, not to say anything against people or anything like that, but like,
if you're tripping balls, how do we know what's real?
yeah,
What
that kind of
is
thing.
real?
Side note, I don't know if he was clean at the time of the trial or not. If he was like, yeah, I was back in my drug days or whatever. right?
Yeah.
So the jury deliberated for 16 hours.
Wow, they're giving it some thought.
And they came out at one point and they told the judge that they were deadlocked.
Oh, no.
But the judge told them, nope.
Figure it
you
out.
have to come back with a verdict.
That doesn't seem ethical.
I agree.
Okay.
So he's like, we're not going to have 2 fucking deadlocks on this. Like, you have to figure it out. Make a decision.
That
one way or
doesn't
another.
seem right, because now you're telling people they have to change their opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
100% I agree. So they went back and they eventually come out with a guilty verdict.
Oh, no. Listen, I believe it was her. I just don't know that if...
This is the wrong way to go about it. It's the word of a 9-year-old girl and a drug addict. Like, that's
There's
not
not
enough
evidence.
evidence to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Annette was sentenced to 50 years in prison.
Wow. Is she going to appeal?
Yeah. To this day, she maintains her innocence, and she and her daughter have been fighting to have it appealed and all this, right? And her daughter is like, that is not who she is. Like, even if she was fucking hammered, she wouldn't hurt a fly. But also her daughter didn't know her at the time of the murder.
Yeah. It seems suspicious. I'm suspicious of her. I don't think that she has to prove her innocence. I think they need to prove her guilt. I don't believe it yet.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Yeah. Like, it may have been her. It probably was her. I think Jody has a solid alibi.
Yeah.
I don't know about Wendy. I don't know what her deal is.
Yeah.
But Annette, like, it's sketchy. It's likely that it's her. She's definitely a suspect. However, you got to give more than that. Like, a 9-year-old girl at a fucking sleepover. You know what I saw when I was 9 at a sleepover? A ghost lady walk by. You know what I probably didn't see? A ghost lady walk by. But I have a vivid memory of that in my head because, like, you're fucking 9.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, your brain does shit.
Yeah. And then you, like, we all talked about it. And, like, this is what I saw. And then you build that memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
then 25 years later, you've had time to build this memory and solidify this, like, spooky lighting black candles, you know? Like,
and it wasn't really real.
To me, it seems a little far-fetched. And she said, I'm sorry I killed you, Corey. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Seems very,
that's very convenient. Not saying anything against
weird.
this little girl, because,
No.
like, obviously, if she
It's not
believes
your
that
fault.
she heard that, she should come forward and say something 100%. I just think that that can't be the only evidence.
It feels very theatrical.
Very theatrical.
Like black candles?
Black candles. Who has black candles?
Yeah.
Where do you even get those? Did she go buy
Spencer's.
black candles? Spencer's.
What about, what's that? Like Wiccan things? Wicks and things? I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know. Yankee Candle doesn't have any black candles.
Not
I'll tell you
Yankee
that much.
Candle. Mm-mm.
That's too friendly for that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not about death.
No.
No, but there was like a Wicks and sticks or something.
Wicks and things.
And it was just like fucking basic ass candles, and they didn't have a scent, and you could get any color you wanted. It was in the mall that we worked at.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But if they didn't have a scent, I probably never went in there because
No, who
Yankee
would?
Candle was also there. And
But
I was like, this smells better.
My brother would always buy the like slanted ones that would drip, the drip candles.
Oh, yeah.
And he would do like neon ones. Anyway,
Oh, fun.
put them on like a wine bottle. Hippie! That was us.
We all had a phase.
Yeah. I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
What is that, witchcraft?
I want to do that. So that's where it's going to end?
That's where it ends.
Arnett's in
has
jail.
been
Prison.
Annette.
Annette. Why do I keep calling her Arnett?
Will?
Arnett? Wow. I don't know how I feel about all that.
I don't either. And that just happened in 2019.
Poor Corey.
Poor Corey.
So
Poor
she
Corey.
just got arrested.
Yep. Well, in
2 years, 3 years.
2018 or 2017 or something.
But I don't even know what day it is anymore. 4 years?
Yeah. A while ago. But how fucking crazy is that?
That's
25 years
insane.
later.
And they don't even have like DNA evidence. They're going off a witness.
a witness, a 9-year-old
That's
witness.
the problem with small towns.
And they were like, let's bring this shit to trial.
Yeah,
A
that's
jury
insane
trial.
to me.
That's insane.
That's the problem with small towns, though, because that judge forced them to do that. Like, all of this seems shady and not right.
I agree. The judge shouldn't have forced, like, if they were like, hey, man, we're deadlocked, the judge should not have forced them to make an opinion, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's,
because you're holding them captive. Like,
yeah,
You
that's
have
why they
to decide.
deliberated for 16 hours. Like
Like,
they
I did
came
decide.
out and
Yeah.
they were like, yo, we're deadlocked. And he was like, no, get back in there. So they were
Yeah.
there for 16 hours. And then imagine being one of those people and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care.
yeah, guilty.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you've been there for so long.
Because you've been there and you
That's
just want to get back to your
wrong.
life.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Don't like that.
Isn't
Don't
it
like that at
crazy?
all. It scares me that like that can happen,
Yeah.
and it does happen.
And it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are just average people. It's
Yeah.
not like they're like, oh, I'm going to uphold the law to the fullest extent. They
no,
say that.
nobody thinks that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody's like, fuck it, man. Like, I don't know. I just want a goddamn Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I just want to get the
me
fuck
out
out of
here.
here. I
Yeah.
haven't eaten in 6 hours and I'm done. And
I don't want to come back tomorrow.
I just don't care anymore.
yeah, I gotta
like,
pay my goddamn bills.
People run out of
It's so fucked
caring.
up. Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
that is super crazy.
So I
and
feel
I still
terrible.
think she did it, and I'm still mad.
100%. Yes. But I feel terrible for like Annette's daughter, you know? And her
Yeah.
granddaughter or grandkids.
Yeah.
Like you tore this woman. She built a whole life and then tore her away from her family.
But if she did it, she deserves it. But you need more evidence before
there's
you just
not-
do that.
Yeah, there's not enough evidence, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's not enough evidence.
They
for
should
that.
like reprocess some of that shit. You know, like what did she own a baseball bat? Did she purchase one? Like what? Let's relook at this. You know,
They looked at where the bat came from and could figure out that it was purchased from like a Walmart or whatever recently because it still had like a bar tag or something on it, but
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't. I don't think they had like surveillance or anything back then, so they
Mm.
couldn't say who had bought it.
Or like, did she go to Walmart recently? I mean, she fucking put herself there the day of, but
Which is not a great idea. Not
no,
a smart
terrible.
move,
But she was probably trying to cover up the fact of if anybody saw her
anyone
car
saw
there.
go there. Yeah, exactly. So I still believe that
Could she swing a bat? Like, is she the kind of gal? Like, if I saw you,
she was like a D1 fucking college
like if I
baseball
saw
player.
you and you killed a football player or whatever in his sleep with a bat, I'd be like, like she could
she?
whack him,
Yeah,
sure.
like he's probably got some deep bruises.
Yeah, yeah.
But like
Follow through?
beat
I don't know.
to death
Yeah.
with a bat. But then she was a roofer, or she went to work with her sister-in-law who was
So
a
she knew
roofer.
how to drive a nail.
Yeah, I want to talk to the sister-in-law. Be like, are you lying for her?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
is this an alibi?
Yeah.
But of course, the sister's gonna take that to the grave if
Yeah.
she is.
Obviously.
So,
Man, I don't know. That's crazy. That's a
Isn't
wild
it?
ride.
isn't
I
it?
don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
Poor
and
Corey.
that's a bunch of people's lives just
Yeah.
fucking flipped, changed.
Jacked.
Yeah.
Well, good for Jody, though, that she didn't, like, have a kid or anything like that already. She got to start all over. Like,
yeah.
I don't mean to be mean. I understand he's probably the love of your life, but, like,
Fresh start.
yeah.
Except for the dog. Gotta get rid of him.
No. The golden retriever? Golden retrievers are, like, angels by nature, you know?
Yeah, they are so fucking
They
sweet.
can't. Yeah. Anyway. So if you want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, go to isgdpodcast.com. And while you're there, join us on Patreon. For as little as $1, you get one extra episode every single month. And sometimes they're a week later than they're supposed to be because we fucking piss off the ancestors.
Yep.
On that note, you can join us on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. Come join the goddamn pod group. We are no longer in danger of being shut down because you peeps are awesome and we have been following the rules.
You've been keeping
of
your shit
Facebook.
together.
Yeah, aka Critty has been making sure you keep your shit together. And then if you would like to email us, you can do so at isgdpodcast@gmail.com or you can snail mail us at...
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
And we actually have things at the P.O. Box because
Oh, we
we've been
do?
getting emails of like something's been delivered. But Erin's been out of town grieving the loss of all of her family members. So,
Grieving the loss of my entire life.
yeah, so hopefully next week we'll get that.
Yes, I'll check it
And
on
thank you.
Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing to us and we love you. And we're so sorry we've been kind of fucking out of it.
Yeah,
We're doing the best we can.
it's been a little bit rough these past couple of months.
Yeah.
But we'll pick it back up.
Eventually.
Hopefully.
We're doing
Assuming.
things. We're doing things. It's great.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers, please.
Yeah. All of the thoughts and prayers. We'll take them all. Any good vibes you've got.
Yeah.
Just fucking play music in our honor. I don't know how this works, but like send the vibrations over
Yeah.
here.
Sum 41 is that's
Yeah.
the way to go.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
send
yeah.
good vibes.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.